I will tell you, I've had a colorful past, and I remember the first time that I tried to get an expungement. I went to a private attorney, and I had 2 misdemeanors, and he said, "You can give me your money, but I'm not guaranteeing you that I can get you an expungement." That was about 20 years ago. So even then, it was hard to get 2 misdemeanors expunged, where now the opportunity is open again, and I will actually be applying to get my expungement this weekend as well. Expungement is where you're able to get your records sealed. They're no longer discoverable by an employer or by an apartment manager when you're going to find an apartment, or even an education system that you're trying to get a loan with, but they are discoverable still by law enforcement. You're eligible for expungements usually if it's been 5 years since the crime is committed. The state did just change some of those laws, so new things are eligible for expungement. So for instance, a first DWI is now eligible for expungement if it's been 5 years since the incidents happened and there's nothing else on your record. You might be eligible to get that expunged. In the past, that wasn't the case. You also, multiple misdemeanors, multiple felonies are also expungible. Not to go super into depth, but I could tell you a little bit about my story. And it really is about restoring hope and lifting shame, because I've been in multiple jobs where I worked at a nursing home, and they passed a law that you couldn't work at a nursing home with a violent crime or a drug charge, and I lost that job. I could tell you a couple years later, I had my daughter and I did home daycare, and I received a letter in the mail saying that I had immoral conduct because they looked at my background, and I had to stop doing that. So I really was feeling down, and felt like whatever I was going towards, I was always going to hit that roadblock because I had these charges, these convictions on my background, and everyone could see them. And there came a time that I just stopped trying, and it wasn't until my father-in-law was like, "You are really smart, you should go back to school." And I went back to school, and I wanted to be a nurse, and there it was again. I could go through nursing school, I could pass the exam, I could get my license, but it would be iffy if somebody would hire me or not. So I continued to go to school, and I got a job right out of school, not doing what I'm doing now. I ended up working with individuals that were getting out of incarceration, that were turning their lives around. So I got to share a little bit about my story of how all of these barriers would come up, and I just had to keep persevering. But we have these expungements now that open up a wider variety of crimes, individuals that have done things 20 years ago, things that might not even be a law now, such as a marijuana charge, can be expunged. Having a clean record does something for somebody's confidence. It gives them the confidence to be able to walk into an employer and fill out an application and feel like they have an equal opportunity at getting a job. It allows them to apply for school funding. It allows them to go to any apartment complex and fill out an application, and they don't have to check the box anymore that they have a criminal background. At Kalamazoo Defender, we're a second chance employer. So that gives people like me an opportunity to do the work that they're passionate about. Hiring individuals with lived experience creates a compassion and empathy towards those that you serve. You're able to serve people in a way that other people can't, and we're really passionate about that. Kalamazoo Defender is more than just, it's no longer your typical public defender experience that you might have had 20 years ago. We accept the client and we accept the whole client. We're client-led. We are holistic defense. That means that you come in, you're just get an attorney for a few minutes until your case is done. You get an attorney. You also have the opportunity to work with a caseworker. You have an opportunity to work with a mitigation specialist, to connect to community resources, to make sure that you have a network when you leave us. So I just encourage anyone that if you are going through the system and you get a public defender, that utilize all of the services, because you're not in this alone.